We are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather is nice where you are, please let me know in the chat how the weather is where you are and if you have been able to get out and fly your drones. How are all you guys in the chat doing on this wonderful Wednesday? And Lawrence, the number one co-host in live streams, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday?
I'm doing okay, man. Not bad, not bad. I've been running to the point where I actually had to use Visine twice today, but I'm doing okay. My eyes are burning, allergy, hay fever's kicking in, but it's beautiful out here in New York,
Well,
New York City.
you know what?
What's up with you?
In the last few days, I have, because we were up at the construction site for a couple of days there, and I find myself having to wear glasses all the time.
Yeah, whether you need them or not.
The dust, not only the dust, but to keep whatever it is that's floating in this air out of my eyes, because
Jody's.
I'm tired of washing my eyes.
No, I get it. Jody, the same thing. I'm having a big problem with my left eye. It just keeps running and running.
Yeah, I got a left eye running problem too.
In the morning with me, it's post-nasal drip.
Hold on a second, because this light in here is a little off. I need it to be a little better.
Okay.
There we go. That's a little better. That's
All
a
right.
little better
For
here.
some reason, yeah, I need to change this lighting some too because
It's a little
showing
better.
part of my forehead on this side here.
I don't know what to tell
Okay.
you. I'm sorry.
No, it's the freaking it's the lighting.
That's what it is?
Yeah, it's definitely the lighting.
Okay. I'm
So
sorry.
move to the library or something. How that works.
Yeah,
So-
but guys in the chat, how is the weather where you are? Please let me know. And let me know if you've been able to get out and fly your drones today. Because it's good weather here. We got warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer as the day went on. Woke up, it was around 50-something degrees, and it just got a little toasty out there.
Yeah. This is true.
But we got
Very
some
true.
things to talk about tonight. You know what I mean? We have Vic Moss coming on with us to talk about, you know, this DJI security assessment and the audit that was done on DJI to give, because, you know, he was the one that put the article out that everyone, I guess, saw and got the news from Vic. So he's coming on to talk with us about it. And we
Nice.
also have FPV Corner, as you know. That's becoming a regular thing here on the stream. And it's actually a good thing for you guys, especially you guys out there that fly FPV, because we're highlighting FPV pilots. We always talk about camera drones and stuff like that, but now we get a chance to highlight the FPV pilots. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess we might even just open it up to regular pilots too, right, Lawrence? And, you know, guys that are doing their thing, but some of these FPV pilots are doing their thing.
Hey, I have to interrupt real quick. Happy birthday to RJ Ariels, Ron.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ron. Hope all is well. Says he's driving, so don't text and drive. We
Okay.
appreciate you continuing to listen to us on the
Can you-
way home from work, Herman. He's not the only one.
Do you have one of those newfangled radios where you could speak your
Voice to text?
yeah, or bring up YouTube on your radio?
Oh, yeah. How are you? Well, I don't want him to respond typing, but
Because
Yeah.
I can bring up YouTube on the radio, but if I start texting on the screen, that's ridiculous. I'll end up in a problem.
right. I get it. I hope you're enjoying your birthday, whether you have to work or not. Dude, happy birthday to you. I saw it on Facebook this morning, and I was like, all right, I have to remember to mention this.
You know, I haven't
So,
looked at that on Facebook.
Happy birthday and many, many more to you, bro.
We actually have a game on our birthday. I sent you the schedule, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did see the schedule, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, we got a
I
game
need to
on.
get on that camera equipment.
That's the day before that
The meetup, in
Yeah,
Rhode Island, like
no,
last year?
no,
What?
no. The one in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying. These September meetups are hard for me to make because
Us, period.
September I'm done for all the free time. I got free time like if I'm still in school. So my free time is during the summer, the 2 summer months. And
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So in the month of September, if neither of us answer our phones except for business, you know why?
Well, I mean, I'm not answering my phone, but I did want to, mention a couple of
Hey,
things here
Chris.
tonight before we get started, because everybody knows that the World Cup is coming up, right? Right?
I
World
would
Cup
hope so.
coming up. It's a big thing here in the United States now, especially they're talking about it heavy here in New York. And I'm worried that it's going to give us a lot of blackout days.
Well, you're worried. It already is.
Well, that's for the Fleet Week, but what I wanted to mention was the
Oh, wrong button.
my bad. the
Okay.
the FAA is warning World Cup drone flyers that the fines are going to get hefty, up to 100,000 if you guys are get caught flying during this World Cup in these no fly zones, these TFRs. So
Herman,
please, please, please protect yourself and protect your hobby.
Herman, I have one thing to say.
What?
Check your local state. You may not know they're playing a World Cup game in
It's
your
not the
state.
listing.
Check your area. TFRs are going up. I think 3 mile radius of all the stadiums.
Uh huh.
Okay.
There, there's a listing
$100,000 fine. They're not playing. Homeland Security, the FAA, and other agencies are going to be out there.
out there doing
You
what?
can imagine, you just turn your drone on and they bust the door in on you. I was just taking the props off. Yo, they not playing. hundred
Sound
thousand
like
dollar
I was
fine.
just taking the props off. I
And
was,
we've been doing stories
I was
about the
running down the
FAA fining
battery.
people. Huh?
He was running the battery down.
Yeah, yeah, right. I'm just discharging the battery. You remember that one?
You, there's another thing I wanted to mention real quick, Lawrence, because I know a lot of guys, a few guys may be disappointed. And, it's funny how things are nice and ooh, until you can't. But
Yeah.
the HOVERAir Aquas, right, was launched in 50 plus countries, but the United States is not going to be one of those places where buyers are going to be able to get it. You are locked out on getting this one. So let's just forget about that one for now. It was a nice little gimmick of being able to fly a drone and land in the water and stuff like that. I mean, when you see the other guy that does it at the South Florida drone meetup, and
Hmm.
everybody goes the ooh and the ah and the ah. But now you get a drone that comes out that can actually land in the water, take off and stuff like that, and we can't purchase it. So, I mean, is it a big need for anybody? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a gimmick, but it'll be a nice little gimmick to play around with. You can
If
look.
you live around the water, like in Florida, I can see that drone usage for that drone.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the kind of water you get because here the water gets kind of rough, and for you to get close enough, it's kind of deep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
And where
like
you
here up
can,
north in New York City, maybe in Jamaica Bay on a calm day, but as far as the
I can
Atlantic
see that
Ocean,
thing floating
that
down
sucker's
Jamaica
going.
Bay. I can see that thing floating down Jamaica Bay, and you're like, "Oh shoot, I got to take off." Wait a minute, whoa, wait, is this gonna take off? Whoa, whoa, this was floating away.
Yeah, there might be a few currents that go through there.
Yeah, a few. Yeah, all right. And you know what, Lawrence?
Yeah.
A Walmart drone pad, right, is now a zone for fight in North Carolina. I said over 200 neighbors signed a petition to stop the landing port or the drone port due to they claim the I guess noise incident. So This is going on in Lincoln County, North Carolina. So the people are complaining. The people they're fighting back against having it. So we'll see that a decision has to be made somehow on that. And I guess with the way things are going now, they're going to lean towards probably the money if the people don't really stand up on that one. But I'm hearing over 200 people signed the petition.
Yeah, well, if you cannot receive drone delivery in Lincoln County, all I can say is blame your neighbors.
That's what it is.
Blame your neighbors. They're the ones that don't want it. Then I can kind of understand. Everybody's voting for something. I don't want this built next to my house. I don't want that built next to my house.
Okay.
Tell you people to take care of their houses and they wouldn't sell them and bullshit there.
I don't think that that's the case. I think that every inch of space is for sale here in America because
It is sad but true.
they're building on Flatbush Avenue what do you call it? Some battery station there. The people are complaining about.
Yeah, there's a battery storage
Yes.
spot. They want to take up parking lot space to build an
Oh
area
no
with those batteries.
Oh no! They bought a building and tore that shit down.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they bought a building and tore it down. So they're going to be doing lithium battery storage over there. So
Okay. All
but
right. We're a minute past roll call, and then we can get on with the live stream.
is it a minute past roll
Yes,
call?
sir.
Can't be. Can't be that far past lot. So let's get in. Let's get
Okay.
it. Let's get it.
Quick shout out to the Maryland area, if I'm correct. Jackson RC Aviation. How are you, Chris? Hope all is well with you. Glad to see you, sir. Country Lines. How are you, Brent? Aerials. What's up, Gary? Hope all is well. RJ's Aerial. Shout out to you. Happy birthday to you as well. Hope all is going good for your birthday, on your birthday. Let's see. Who else? Drone Shots, Jody. Drone Shots, 8247. How are you, sir? Glad you made it home. Steve, SJM Drones Media. Steve, all the way from across the pond. How are you? Hope all is well. Brooklyn Jimmy, hanging out in the cut, representing Brooklyn, New York. What's up, Brooklyn Jimmy? I hope all is well. And Logan Travis, I saw him here earlier. I hope you're listening in the background, maybe. Welcome to Wednesday Night with those guys.
That's it.
That's it, bro.
We got 16 people watching. You said 5 names.
Hey, you know how it is. You know how it is.
They can't really be that lurking in the back. Lurking.
Yes.
Lurking.
Our guest brings the lurkers. Our guest brings the lurkers, and it's actually good. We like those numbers because they pop out and they pop back in.
Okay.
They pop out and they want to know what he's talking about now. You know?
So wait a minute. You got Gary?
Yes, sir.
Because I saw
Our
you
Canadian drinking buddy.
stumble a little bit. I didn't know
Brooklyn
if you
Jimmy said he's lurking.
Okay. Brooklyn Jimmy's lurking.
Yes.
You know what? I like the lurkers. Get your pads. Get your pad and your pencils. So we got and I'm quite sure everybody's aware of this because Whitmore put out an article on the audit that was done on DJI, and as we know, DC was wrong. But we got Vic Moss backstage. He's in the champagne room hanging out, and he's going to come and talk with us a little bit about the audit. So without further ado, let's bring Vic Moss out. Let's talk a little bit about him.
Where's this champagne y'all are talking about? I got sparkling water. That's all I got.
Oh, I got to talk to the people. They're supposed to put champagne in the room.
Okay.
How you
What's up,
doing,
Vic?
Vic?
I'm doing good.
All right, all right.
Been a busy day. Been a busy day, but that's
Busy?
okay. Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah.
Busy is good.
Busy's good. Busy's good.
So you've been
Yep.
up to a lot of heavy projects lately?
Actually, I've just finished up. I have a 2209 review video out, so I just put that out literally a half hour ago. I was rushing trying to get it uploaded before this started.
Oh, okay.
So got that done. Our NPRM, definitely we all need to do our investigations on that. We have till July 6th to get our comments
That
in.
opened today, right? I think.
It opened a month ago,
Oh, it did.
but
Okay.
I haven't had
Okay.
time. And honestly, it's not super critical that we needed to get right on it, but it's critical enough that we need to make sure everybody comments.
Okay. Okay.
But that's not why we're here to talk, although I will talk about that at some point if you want.
Well,
Although, it'll be late soon. So anyway.
well, what I wanted to talk about was the audit because
Mhm.
it's a security assessment of DJI, and we've all known that for the longest time the federal government has been saying that it's a national security risk, even though the chairman of the was it the FCC
SEC car.
talks too much and mentioned that they're really trying to protect American drones, and that means that I believe that you think that economically that if given the choice, the people will definitely choose DJI over what we have here in the states.
Yeah. Sadly, they will. I want to fly an American drone,
So do I,
but
Yes.
but they don't. Well, that's for further talk. But
yeah, that's a discussion for another day.
what what we like I said, we do know that that it was done, that it was done, and
Mhm.
I guess some of the issues were about the transmission of interception of some of our data and stuff like that. It's a whole big talk. But what I wanted to ask you, being is that we know that nothing was found, what does this actually
Little was
mean?
found. Very little was found.
Well,
Not nothing, but yeah. I want
very
to make sure
little.
I want to make sure we're accurate
Okay.
here.
Now, very little was found, but
Right.
what does that actually mean for DJI? Because there's a few things that I want to say about that.
What does it mean for DJI?
Right.
If Congress and certain people in the administration, not just this administration, but other administrations, previous administrations, but they're no longer in power, will actually sit down and look at this without it becoming a political issue, it means good things for DJI. Now, the question is, will they? The issue is that people like you and I, and probably most of your audience, we were born with an overdeveloped sense of common sense and logic. And therefore, we make lousy politicians.
Hmm.
And they are quick to jump on the bandwagon of their biggest supporter. And I'm all for national security. I'm all for American superiority. I am red, white, and blue about as much as you can get, contrary to one person who says I do work for the CCP. But anyway, we won't go there. If Congress will listen, and if Congress will actually do their job rather than DJI having to do it for them, because that's basically what this was, maybe we would get somewhere.
Okay.
What this does, I don't know. I don't have my crystal ball is in the shop right now, and I would like to think that the common sense and logic aspect of it would become more evident in the discussions, at least in the discussions. I mean, let's just talk about it to begin with, right?
Right.
But until something actually happens at the level where it needs to happen in Washington, D.C., this is right from the top in Washington, D.C., then it doesn't mean much for DJI other than a big fat I told you so.
Okay. Well, we know they did a tear down and they attacked
Mm-hmm.
software and the app and stuff like that. But what was actually some of the things that was not so much that was found?
Not so much. Well, I have to go to my notes because I do not have any of this memorized.
Oh.
There was zero critical. The risks are broken down into critical, high, medium risk, low risk, and then what they call observations, which is basically probably lower than low risk. So no, let's say no risk, although that's not really accurate. Zero critical, zero high, and zero medium risk findings. Zero, none. 10 low risk, and those were mostly with software issues, including a particular signing in password type protocol they had, which, by the way, DJI already fixed if you've updated recently.
Okay.
And then the 13 observations were just, hey, you know what, we saw this, but it really doesn't matter. What those are specifically are very, very technical and way beyond my grade. More than I ever really want to know about that kind of stuff. But OnDefend is a company that they did the TikTok review. They've done a number of different audits for, actually I pulled their page up and it was scrolling a little while ago and I didn't really notice. Florida Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Gartner, Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Hey, you know what? If your steak's not safe, so if they can certify, well, I don't know if they certify, but Ruth Chris Steakhouse, Florida Blue Cross and Blue Shield, a number of these companies, including some government agencies, which obviously aren't going to list it on their website. They're a well-respected, OnDefend is a well-respected company. And so if you are someone, and they're the detractors, we know they're going to be the detractors. I mean, it's the subject matter. There's people out there that are detractors. They're anti-DJI, anti-China, which is fine, whatever. I'm not gonna criticize them for it, but if they're criticizing the report, they're also criticizing OnDefend. So just because DJI paid for it, if they didn't pay for it, it wasn't going to happen. We wouldn't be sitting here talking.
True.
So somebody's got to pay for it.
But see, that's what I was going to ask you. Who paid for it, and because I know DJI paid for it. The problem that I get with that is like what you mentioned just a second ago, is you're always going to have the naysayers, the guys that say, well, DJI paid for it, so it can't be all that. And, DJI paid for it, so it's probably not even true, and stuff like that. And it's a lot of, because the last time we had this talk here on the stream, I think it was like about 15 minutes after the stream was over, the three of us got attacked on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, I'm used to it, really, honestly. And part of that particular moment was well deserved on my part. So he and I have had a discussion since then.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the things I won't comment on. And so part of it was me being a little too critical, which that probably caught me on a bad day. But the detractors need evidence, current, right now, this moment, evidence of what's going on. Okay, because if something's going on, for goodness sakes, let us know. We want to know.
Right.
Are we contributing to this issue?
Right,
Let us know.
Because I think just like most of the people in the chat or whoever's listening or watching right now, they're like with me, and I'm like, we can no longer keep hearing, trust me.
Trust me.
We want to see what you say you have.
Yeah, that's all we want. We don't need to know how you got it, because that is going to be classified.
Right.
But for you to tell me, well, this is what we found, this is what they're doing, and that's not classified information. If that's going on, that needs to be public information. Don't tell us how you found it. We don't care.
Well, and I
Tell us what
guess
you found.
that it becomes harder to believe when you tell me that it's happening, but yet you can keep flying what you already have, even though it's still
100%.
happening.
100%.
It's
Every single
happening
one of
with
those,
the
where's
stuff
right
that
there?
you
Every
have.
single one of those guys back there. Well, except for one of them is a Skydio.
They're all broadcasting, right?
I mean, it's happening with the stuff that you already have, but it's okay to keep.
But that's okay. Yeah,
Right.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So like when you tell me that, it's kind of hard to believe. But I see now, like this audit that was done. It was audits done in the past that pretty much said the same thing. Where do we go from here? Where does the drone community go from here?
Once I think we figure that out, we'll have it solved.
Okay.
Where do we go from here? What do we do with the audit? Well, we can certainly bombard DC with it. And we can bombard the people that we know in DC, because hopefully we all have a representative there. I know we do,
Yeah.
unless you said there was somebody from the other side of the pond. So apologize as an American to them, because it's probably coming their way as well. Then it's already in Canada. Skydio has the lobbyists in Canada right now. But I forgot where we were going. I'm sorry. Welcome to my afternoon. I've not been drinking anything but water. I swear to God.
Where do we go with where does the drone community go from here?
Where do we go with this?
We keep
Put
fighting,
it out.
get our tiki torches and keep fighting, because I think this has gone on so long, I think, because of the drone community continuing to fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, is we've been able to coalesce as, whether commercial, recreational, or otherwise. I guess that's the only two in there. Well, there's DOD, but they don't count. In this fight, they don't count. We've been able to come together and keep this, at least be annoying. There was one particular person who it's not one. It's not one person. There were people in DC and in the center of the house, I can't remember which, that didn't want to see any more drone bills. They were tired of drone bills. So, because every time a drone bill comes up, they would hear from their constituents. So it's that type of action we can keep going with. DJI did have a 6-month, it's not a reprieve, what is it? Where they set us there, they have a 6-month review process or whatever it is with their current lawsuit with the FCC. So this will help in that as well, because then they can go ahead and use some of this time to do what they need to do, maybe back channels or whatever.
Right.
But once it becomes more active again, this is the ammunition that this industry can then use when they're trying to reach out to those on the margin that are listening to some people that are not really sure. Some of the people, which we won't name any names, but there's certain congressional people and certain administrative people in DC that don't care. They know they've made up their mind. Don't confuse me with the facts, and that's across the board in any subject matter, not just this. But this.
Well, you don't worry about shit until you step in it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just wipe it off on your foot, or wipe it off your shoe. But I'm talking forever, so interrupt me. You guys know this.
Well, no, I mean, that's what we got you here to discuss it, because I know you put out a whole article and everything on it, and I know you were the best person to get to speak on it, because you had not only your ear to the ground, but you had your foot on the neck.
I wish I had it. Yeah, if I had the right neck, yeah, I would do it. Well, where it stands right now, and this is what a lot of people ask, and it's probably what you're trying to get at, is right now we have the report.
Right.
That's it. We have it. What do we do with it? That's where there needs to be some organizational aspect going ahead and putting together some type of campaign. And what that looks like, we're not too sure yet, whether it's DSPA, whether it's DAA, whether it's a combination of a bunch of different people, bringing Pilot Institute, all that stuff. And try and get this in front of the people when we want to get it in front of. I'm actually going to be in DC on July 30th, and one of the things we're trying to do is get meetings with some people over there. I'm there on the 31st for the CDA meeting, and then so I'm flying in. Kenji and I are going to fly in a day early and try and get meetings set up so we can get in front of people and look, this is what this is doing, and this is the evidence that says what's going on isn't true.
Right.
Or at the very least has suspect nature about what they're saying.
So this definitely has to get before a judge.
No, not necessarily. It would help if it does. There could, it could be, Mark Wayne Mullen. He's the new Secretary of DHS.
Okay.
He could simply say, "Oh, you know what?
Let's withdraw it.
This is, what we're doing is not right," and then he can do something with the CBP issue. FCC's another, FCC.
We can only wish.
Yeah, we can only wish on that.
Say something like that.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice if he did. Lord knows I've been giving him a hard time about it.
Well, I mean, how much pressure would he get from the head of the administration?
Well, he's the head of the agency.
So, yeah.
I'm not sure. See, I'm going to step out on a limb here, and I may alienate some people, but I'm not sure how much pressure is coming down from the top of the administration. Yes, there are some Trump folks that have projects and companies in the drone space, but they're not in the civilian drone space. They're not in the commercial drone space. They're in the defense drone space.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
responsible.
Is there some influence? More than likely, but I don't think it's the kind of influence that says no DJI because we don't want them here for the commercial folks. I just think they're using a hand grenade to kill gnats,
Well,
basically.
well, I understand that, but you see, there was a survey done on drone camps, on whether or not the United States wants civilians to fly drones.
Okay, I've not seen that.
And overwhelmingly, people feel that the United States does not want drones in the hands of the average man
Can we get
flying
a
around.
sponsor
Consumers,
before you,
huh?
can we get in a sponsor before we carry this any further?
Okay,
Oh yeah,
we'll go to the sponsor. Come right back. For the live stream that talks about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with
those guys.
Those are some nice guys. But yeah,
I'll sponsor your own. That's nice.
the drones.
I'd be interested to see. Oh, if you wouldn't mind sending me a link on that. Because if usually in a situation like this, odds are that the list of people they ask or the group of people that they culled all their requests from are very one-sided, and or it's a push-pull. A push-pull, not a push-pull. That's something different.
Well,
I'd love to see how it was asked and who they asked. You ask the average Karen or Ken, well, hell yeah, they're going to say no.
Well, I too myself kind of believe that in a sense too, and I'll tell you why. When you see, I listen to what people say. And when the government is telling you about how the percentage, 90 something percent of the drones that they have monitored in our airspace, when they have these Senate meetings and stuff like that, and these guys are talking about nuisance drones flying over New Jersey and nuisance drones flying here, and they know that whatever drones that they do see, and they have scanned and found that most of them are just hobbyists flying. Now, when you start complaining about the hobbyists flying in our national airspace, you understand, and you look and you say 90 something percent of them are DJI drones. If I eliminate DJI, I can eliminate that problem.
There's the nuisance.
Let's say Chevrolet has 90% of the car market, and so therefore 90% of all fatal car accidents are in Chevrolet cars. Therefore, let's get rid of Chevrolet cars, and therefore 90% of all accidents will go away. It's the same freaking logic. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense to the federal government.
No, I have no doubt there. They're not listening, are they? Yeah, it's easy to go after information gathered in such a manner. Statistics don't lie, but liars use statistics, right? That's the saying. And that's exactly what's going on right now. You can't, it's bumper sticker politics, basically, at this point. And, you can have a 3-word or a 5-word or a 7-word saying that totally encompasses your entire thought process. But in order to then go ahead and ruin or destroy that thought process takes 7 pages instead of 7 words. And we as a society have become lazy in our information gathering. And so I think that's a big part of it. I know we're getting a little philosophical here, sorry. But I think that's a big part of it. And so what we can do with, the DJI puts this test out and all somebody has to say is, well, yeah, they paid for it. And all of a sudden the test is invalid. And now we have to do a 1,500-page article to say why it's not. Kenji has to put a LinkedIn article saying, look, if you're gonna trash the article because it's paid for by DJI, by the way, you're also trashing on Defend, a respected U.S. company. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
True. Like I said, we were always going to have the naysayers that say,
heck yeah.
Oh, well, if it's DJI paid for it, then it can't be that, and it can't be.
They're coming out of the woodwork. People have shown me.
Hell, nobody else is going to pay for it.
No,
obviously.
Well, I think why I feel it's a good thing is this. is because now you open the door, you enlighten people on it to the
Hmm.
fact that now, and it has been proven that what they said was happening is not happening. So,
Well, not
so now,
happening at the
so,
level that they say it
so
is.
now you have to come up with another reason. And like I said, you listen to people long enough, they will talk
Hmm.
too much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when the FCC says that
Carr said that.
they're
Hmm.
protecting the American drone companies, and that tells me that it's a money thing. And
100%.
and if and it became so political that it's not a ban on Chinese made drones, it's just a ban on DJI and Autel. You know,
Basically,
the
yeah.
drones that you know would sell, as opposed to the Holly
Hmm.
Stones and all the other little.
Well, even those they can't get FCC licenses anymore because they're all made in China. Show
Um,
me a recreational drone that's not made in China.
well, these drones are still coming into the country. These drones
Oh,
are
well,
still
so is
being sold.
DJI, but no more new FCC licenses for any of those guys.
You know, so it's,
Hollystone. Somebody's posted something on the Pilot Institute community today about how
you mean
their new drone.
Rover and all these companies that are they're made in, or some of them are made in Malaysia.
Well, so what? They come with Chinese parts, and that's part of it. And it's also, by the way, it's foreign drones.
Right,
It's
Right,
foreign.
all foreign drones.
right. So
So
anything coming
Parrot, but
in,
then Parrot got the exemption.
Except, yeah, they got
Yeah, ACSL, they're Soden, they got the exemption, as they should.
and yeah, yeah,
Parrot
I
those
do
and
agree.
Soden, all those they should get it because they're they're fine.
They
That's
comply.
whatever they can
They
fly. Yeah.
comply. That's what it
Uh-huh.
comes down to.
They comply
Comply
with the
to what?
logistics. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I remember when the whole offer went out to guys to jump on the blue UAS, and DJI decided they weren't going to.
They couldn't. They can't qualify. You look at the blue. You look at the blue requirements. DJI can't qualify. There's no way in God's green earth they can't even qualify for green
Yeah,
because of where they're made, because of the supply chain. The Skydio S2, the one I have,
Mhm.
doesn't qualify for either. The only thing blue about that drone is this color. And if you
yeah,
notice, when the blue list came out, batteries were not considered major critical components. Guess why?
And now
right.
they are.
And they come from China.
They come from. Well, they did. Now they don't because China cut
Well,
them off.
well,
Now everybody's, but it's when you use the word foreign, you see all of the stuff coming from Malaysia. Now, that's why a lot of the other stuff didn't work, because it was saying Chinese, Chinese,
Mhm.
China, and then all it took was for somebody to move manufacturing over here.
Right,
You
right. And
know,
then they started the sourcing, and
I
then
have
they
but if,
started the
DJI
supply
drones.
chain.
but if you remember throughout history, our history, everyone was China, China, China for manufacturing
I mean,
and
going
getting
there.
things put
Yeah.
right,
Well,
going there.
our own
Now
fault.
it's the complete reverse.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
the reason why they did that, and a lot of people don't want to admit it, and their argument is,
Mhm.
truthfully, the American salaries are getting too big.
That's why I brought that up.
you
Yeah,
know,
we've been offshoring since the mid '70s, basically, and really started doing it in the early '80s. Whether it's R&D, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's tech support, we've been pushing it offshore ever since then. And now Washington, D.C. has decided, well, we need to stop at drones.
mhm.
So we have all these little magic wands that we're going to pass out in D.C. and we're going to fly around
Right.
on our little fairy wings and go ding, 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 ding. And manufacturing is going to magically come back to the United States, even though we don't have
Okay.
parts, even though we don't have manufacturing capabilities, even though we don't have something as simple as the lithium to power the batteries.
You know what makes that so silly? Because the fact that if you ever call to get tech support or security on your computer,
Mhm.
and they do that thing where they actually go into the computer, remote access into your computer, where
Mhm.
do you think these guys are actually located?
Not next door. Let's just say that.
You're right about
Probably
that.
not even a
Not
couple
even
blocks
on this
away.
continent. Not even on this continent.
Very, very, very likely. Yeah, and we've come to accept that, which I don't know enough about computers to do it myself. Luckily I've got Kenji. He's done that a couple times. He's gone in and
You
my
know,
mouse starts moving around and it's like far out. Um, uh, yeah, sorry. I just got a text which totally threw me off.
manufacturing.
Manufacturing. We don't have the manufacturing capabilities here in this country, and we are not
But I
poised
thought we
to
were
do
supposed to be
it.
building some chip factory somewhere
We
out
are.
there.
We are. We're getting some chips in, but where are they sourcing the raw material
The
for
parts,
the chips?
the parts,
Yeah.
exactly.
And let's look at data centers, automotive, computers themselves, basically anything you make today, these aren't made here, but you know what I mean,
Yeah.
is made in China. I mean, has
Right.
parts that are
Malaysia.
electronic. Whoops, I just turned off my computer monitor. And so where on that list of who's going to get those chips are drones?
Yeah.
You know, if the list is this high, drones are down. Where am I? Down here. We're not going to get the chipsets unless it's a DoD situation. DoD should be moving up the line to get those chips, obviously for national defense. But us folks who fly these for fun and fly these for business, we're not on that list anywhere. Nowhere on it.
Well, I don't see anybody that's in a rush to make anything for the hobbyist or the recreational flyer. Not even so much the recreational flyer. You got to think also, guys like you, guys like myself and Lawrence. We can use some of these consumer grade DJI drones in some of the work that we do because some of it is actually photography.
Right. Everything I own is considered a prosumer. I don't. Well, I've got a couple enterprise drones, but they're the Mavic 3 Enterprise. So of course, people like me are going to basically use what people call the prosumer. I don't consider Mavic 4 a prosumer. It's pretty howdy, but it's not a Matrice. It's not an Inspire.
Right.
And nobody's going to make those. Nobody's going to make them.
Enterprise wise, it's not that, but it's more so like your camera. That you would your handheld camera that you just fly. You know, it's about that quality.
There's a point to bring up also, and why a lot of police departments and construction sites are still using DJI drones. A lot of the software out there is written for those drones.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at Pix 4D, they're just now getting ready. They're expanding their glossy and splatting department because people are finding out you can take video and make do 3D imaging and stuff like that. But most of the software out there, Drone Deploy, is written. The SDKs are written for DJI drones.
Yep.
Where do you see SDKs written for Skydio? The Skydio.
Well, Skydio won't share it. No.
Okay, exactly. That's my point. Where DJI has went to these companies and said, "All right, you do mapping. We have a mapping SDK. We're going to give you access to our software.
Well,
So our machine works with your software." Pix 4D uses them.
Lawrence.
When we do cell tower inspection, the company that contracted us was using Pix 4D. We didn't even care what the hell they were using. All they wanted was the data, and we uploaded it, and AI said, "Okay, it checks out." Pay them. You know?
Yeah, and then anybody that you speak to nowadays, and I've spoken to a few people on stuff. The first thing that they start asking is, "Do you fly DJI drones? What drones do you have?" Because our software, our stuff that we've been using, and it's funny because it's all critical infrastructure. Our cell towers, our transmission line, everybody, even the people who do the solar farms, all DJI drones.
I fly them. Yeah. Although I won't say who, but let's just say a good client of mine, a very large general contractor, starting 2 weeks ago, no DJI on any of their projects. Now they do a lot of federal contracts, so that's understandable. But they just decided, you know what, across the board, no. So I can't even fly my own DJI, and actually now no vendors are even allowed to fly their drones. So they've even gone a further step. And the drone they're using, the one we were going to use a couple of days ago on the shoot, it was windy, so it was like 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts. And he says, "I can't put my drone up because it won't handle it." And so I said, I can fly my Mavic 3 here, no problem at all. Client looked at me and went, "Stop it," and then just laughed. I mean, she was pretty funny about it. But so it's not just the government sector, and that's what people need to understand.
Well, I
And what
think
you guys were saying, critical infrastructure folks are worried about it.
Yeah.
And back to the report, it even says right into the report that no, this is straight from the DJ. Of course, it's straight from DJI, so people can say, no data transmitted to China. All connections resolved to U.S.-based endpoints. Because that's one of the big talking points is China's getting all our data. Now, yes,
Yeah.
it goes to they go to AWS, or, Amazon Web Service servers, right?
Right.
Just like 90% of all the data in this country. I don't know if that's the right number or not. I'm kind of making that one up.
Right.
But
Right.
could then China then go in and get it from that computer? Well, yeah, they could get it from the computer I'm talking to you on right now if I'm connected to
Exactly.
the internet.
They can
There's no
open
such
up
thing as
files.
100% secure.
well, true. If it's out there in the air, it can be
There's
interesting.
no such thing. There's no such
There's no
thing.
such thing. And
Yeah,
that's what
I
people are
agree.
talking about. Yeah. I turn my Skydio on, by the way, if I turn my Skydio on, the first thing it does is upload flight logs. You turn it on, it goes uploading flight logs. It's like, I didn't ask you to, which I don't care with what I'm doing. I don't care. You
Right.
cannot upload your flight logs on my DJI, and none of my DJI gear will upload flight logs.
Yeah, they stopped that,
They stopped it.
A long time ago.
which is, I kind of miss it.
I don't. I mean, I never used it. I don't care because I don't keep track of my hours on my drones. I know I should, but I don't because I replace them every year and a half, 2 years.
Let me tell you, Vic Herman will tell you, I'll delete a fly splat on the wall. I'm Captain Delete. I keep nothing longer than a certain period of time.
I've got. Well, actually, right now I have backup drives. This is number 17. I keep everything.
You're like
sad.
Herman. Herman could probably
I'm
go back
sad.
to the 70s and find a picture of him with an afro.
You could find a picture of me with Jesus hair from the 70s. My wife saw that and said, "If I saw you walking down the street back then, I'd cross the street."
Good morning, Rob and Sue. Down at-
We're so far off track. That's so funny.
So listen, we know, like I said, the audit's in. We know what it's saying. We know that everyone is, happy and a little relieved that,
Right,
or
right.
glad that nothing, or not, I should say nothing, but nothing that
Nothing serious, nothing bad,
right,
nothing
it's
even remotely bad.
found. So because this would have been horrible had it backfired and they paid for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been. It would have been. And I'll give props to DJI for this. Is they hired a company. They said, "Here, go do it." And then on demand. Sorry, that's on defend. Went and bought the drones.
Yeah,
They didn't get sent to DJI. Didn't send them to them. Yeah, they didn't say the Air 3S and the Matrice 4, I believe. Yeah, Air 3S Matrice 4E. They just went out, and by the way, part of the reason it took so long to get the audit done is they had trouble getting the drones because they had to buy them retail.
I did see that, Vic. They mentioned how they were trying to get drones and they didn't want them directly from DJI.
No,
So they
that was
went
part of the
into
audit.
random stores. They went and searched in random stores, but not every place had them.
Nobody had them.
Yeah, that's funny. But they did get the drones randomly, which I think is key.
You had to. You have to do that.
Yeah.
Now they did not get access to the they could not deep dive into the DJI software. I'm not sure 100% why on that, but if you look at like American software companies can't send certain software to foreign adversaries.
Right.
And I know that that China at one point said you can't export certain drones. So I don't know if that was part of it or not. In which case, if On Defend were to needed to do that, they would have probably had to actually go to China and then go into the Ascension headquarters and do it right then and there. Which it's not out of the question. But government probably could not either, right? And maybe they could get an exemption for a export license, but if it's coming from China and there's some kind of Chinese regulatory issue there, they're going to have to get permission from China to get that. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know, because there are those export-import laws on both sides where certain proprietary gear and proprietary IP cannot be moved across state lines, or not state lines, country borders.
Well, see, that's where some people would say, "Oh, well, they couldn't do a deep enough dive into
Yeah.
the product." So then, how do we know that there's nothing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And those are the things that would be said. Plus, the fact that that's happening, or they couldn't do a deep enough dive, is like how long did it take for them to do the audit?
Right. That I don't know. Probably 3 or 4 months. It wasn't part of it was then writing the report afterwards, getting the stuff beforehand. But people who complain about that's a legitimate concern, a 100% legitimate, legitimate, not complaint, but a concern that, hey, you know what, they didn't get a deep dive. Okay, there are certain people, there are certain IT folks out there, shall we say, that are on the anti-DJI bandwagon. They can do it. How hard can it be to? I'm asking the question. I guess I'm not really. I guess I'm sort of asking it rhetorically. But how hard can it be to reverse engineer software? People do it all the time.
What's scary about that? During that time that you came on, and I'm going to say, I was schooled about how much research was done on DJI. The gentleman let us know that, and I didn't know this until he did let us know, that AquaSync wasn't DJI's. We created AquaSync here in the States along with Lightbridge, and it was sold to DJI for money. And now that same technology that was sold to DJI for money, we have no access to, or now we're trying to find out what's wrong with it. You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to give you the ball
interesting.
to play. You can take this ball home and play in your yard and your field. Then when you come back with a brand new shiny ball, it's like, oh, we don't like that one.
I'm just rather, in order to avoid any post-to-show comments socially, I'm not comment on that at all.
Okay, all right.
Well, those are things that were out there.
Yeah. And do we have the capability? I would think so at some point. But back to the end manufacturing aspect of it, people are trying to cut us off from what we need, cut us off from the drones we use every freaking day. And if they do that successfully, then people like you and me aren't going to have access to gear soon enough, and we're going to go out of business. So let's say somebody 10 years down the road says, I've got this Mavic killer or whatever it's going to be that far in the future. Congratulations, you're going to have to do what DJI did and rebuild this industry from the ground up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this industry is built on DJI.
It is.
Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. DJI built the consumer drone market, and then it exploded it from there. Then Autel and others came in, and Skydio. I want Skydio to succeed. I've said this before. I'll say it again. They're the best poised American company to be a successful American drone manufacturing company. They're best poised to do that. They just need to innovate, shall we say. And that's as far as I'm going to go.
Trying to buy a parrot from Canada.
You said they need to innovate instead of legislate?
No, I just said they need to innovate. I'm going to leave the last part of that off.
Because, I mean, they're lobbying so hard. They're not the only one.
Oh, no, they're not the only one. Others are. BRINC is.
Came out and said it himself that he's pushing to eliminate DJI because the more he can eliminate DJI, he can move up on the list. Because, honestly, and I said this a long time ago, and anytime DJI starts doing exactly what they're doing with drones, then nobody would want to buy that anyway.
Yeah,
you're probably right. Yeah.
I mean,
got the most affordable, safest, most practical, safest. I'm going to say that twice. Unit we can put in the air. Yep. But I only have a couple minutes left. I want to mention a couple of quick things. Sorry, I'm going to go off subject here. I heard you guys. I was kibitzing here when you first came on. You talked about the FIFA stuff. You know the expression FAFO, right? But we're going to say fly around and find out. We're going to keep it PG here. Actually, keep it G here. So fly around and find out. You had what's called, I'm sure you guys have talked about it, Change 13 in the FAA enforcement. Change 13, basically, it was the 13th change of an advisory circular, hence the name Change 13. Very unlucky number.
Okay.
It does things like anytime a drone pilot is caught endangering public, flying in restricted area, and used in the commission of another crime, enforcement is automatic. It is those violations are automatically sent to the FAA enforcement, criminal enforcement folks. You don't get the option of getting the phone call from Vic Moss that says, "Hi, I'm Vic from the FAA safety team. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" If you're in California Colorado or Wyoming, you get put on in a criminal type of investigation. There's no education component anymore.
Nope.
So I've used the expression, hey, you know what? Or the example, Bobby gets a drone for Christmas or birthday, because it's Colorado. You don't want to fly on Christmas. And it's June, and he lives in a 400-foot grid in Green Valley, which is near Denver International Airport. He puts the drone up because he doesn't know any better, because we suck to get information out. We're terrible about it.
Right.
He now gets caught because when you launch a drone anywhere near DEN, they know you're there. I will give you that advice right now. And so he gets a visit, and he does not get an educational opportunity.
No.
Right.
It is ham-fisted, and I told the FAA this. I told my friends at the FAA this, and I won't mention what they said. But it's just don't FAFO. It is not going to be a civil penalty. It will be criminal in nature, and you will be a very unhappy person. And if you're a minor, you're going to have very unhappy parents, which in turn, what rolls downhill? It's going to go right into your mouth.
Well, since you won't say it, I'll say it for you. FAFO means F around and find out. Try to find during the FIFA. If you don't know if they're having a tournament near you, check your state. There are listings where the games are. There's a 3-mile TFR around the stadium, and probably another 2-mile they'll add to that.
There's also different hotels where foreign teams are playing, where during events. TFR.faa.gov. That's going to be where you get all that. They just released the list 2 days ago.
Yes, they did.
I think so. FAA, TFR.faa.gov, or is it FAA.tfr? No, it's TFR. One of those two.
Yeah. Rick, you want to know how serious it is here in New York?
How serious is it?
We were applying for a permit. The permit application says blackout date in letters. So from the time
that's because I guess
due to Fleet Week.
So Fleet Week also is a whole other thing. But is FIFA in New York? Do you guys have any games?
It's in Jersey, the tri-state area.
Jersey, but
the TFR will expand over into the NYC.
Right.
Wow. I'm glad I'm in Colorado. We don't play soccer here. We have the Colorado Rapids. Which is a great facility. It'd be a perfect facility for FIFA, but we didn't get chosen.
There's going to be days where we
before we let you go, we have to mention the Drone Alliance.
Drone Advocacy Alliance, the Drone Service Provider Alliance. Yep.
Check the description below, guys.
And I appreciate the plug on that. We've been quiet. I'm sorry, we've been quiet at the DAA because there hasn't been a lot to talk about in DC. It's kind of end of session and that kind of stuff. But we will have stuff coming up. And I think our last newsletter we sent out was a thank you, really, for the FCC NPRM, where they asked for comments about the DJI and Autel audit. There were 3,100 comments for the DJI audit and or the DJI entity list. And it was the second most comments during that comment period. And the one above it was something to do with the internet, and there were like 31 million comments or something like that. So that one, we're going to throw that one out as an anomaly. So it was the people like us and like y'all who really put it out there and reached out and said, hey, this matters to me. So 3,100 people commented on that, and 5 commented for the ban. So it was 600 to 1, basically. Okay. So that's kind of nice.
So are you gonna have something else coming up about where not right now, I guess, once everything is figured out where it's going, how we can continue to fight?
100%. We just have to wait to see what's going on.
Right.
As soon as you put it out, we'll be on it, or send it to us. We like to get stuff out there too. You know,
Get the 2209. Get your comments on the 2209 NPRM. So that's the critical infrastructure airspace thing. Go to dspalliance.org. And I have an article, and also the DSP Alliance, the Drone Service Providers Alliance has a YouTube channel, and I literally just posted a video
And that's,
about that as well.
and that's open until when?
It's open until July 6th.
Okay.
We have plenty of time to do it. It's not super complicated. Just answer some questions, go to the Federal Register, leave your comment, and call it happy.
Vic, thank you, man, for coming.
Thank you all very much.
1 minute till sponsor.
Thank you, Vic. We really appreciate having you on, man.
Absolutely. Look like you got your FPV guy there in the in the
Yes,
champagne
yes,
room.
yes.
Make sure you have champagne for him. Holy moly, you guys are ripping me off here.
Oh, we were out of champagne and shrimp, bro. But
Okay, well, I'll stick with my Waterloo. Thank you very much.
It's all those damn New York City permits.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
In the
And of course,
budget.
alcohol, cross-border, cross-state lines, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. We'll work on it. We'll work on it
Awesome.
next time.
Awesome.
Thanks,
I
man.
can't leave without saying have fun, be safe, in that order. And don't be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal Greg's line every time I can.
Please don't be that guy.
Please.
around,
And it's
find
always a
out.
guy. Fly around and find out. There you go.
All right.
Thanks,
right.
Vic, for coming
Have a good
on,
one,
man.
guys.
We appreciate
God bless.
Thank you,
Talk to you
man.
later.
you.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you.
It's perfect timing. 6
Absolutely.
o'clock. Time for FPV Corner and a sponsor.
Let's go to our sponsor, and we get to FPV Corner in a second.
There we go.
DroneADAIR. If you're Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations and you just want to get out and do all the work and leave all the office work to someone else, then DroneADAIR is for you. This is where there's tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot. Book appointments, show off your work. If that's something that you're looking for, check out the link in the description, because DroneADAIR is for you. And we're back. Lawrence,
Yes.
who do we have in FPV Corner tonight?
Tonight on FPV Corner, we have SurgeHovers. I believe he's coming out of Florida. I recently got in contact with him through Vapors FPV. So SurgeHovers, let's welcome him to FPV Corner.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Good, man.
Does everything sound good?
Yes.
Yes, everything's 5x5. You're nice and clean and crispy.
Perfect.
You I see your vlogging work, so I already know you got stuff hooked up.
I
That's
got some
good.
stuff in the works right now, actually. It's just, there's been so much that I've been trying to do. It's honestly taken up a lot of my time, but I'm still flying, still doing my thing. I'm a huge micro guy, but I've actually been starting to transition a little bit to 5-inch just because of Vapors and GMASH and all the guys that I fly with. So yeah, I've been a huge micro guy for about a year, and yeah, we'll see where that goes from there.
All right, well, I wanted you to introduce yourself. You can give the state where you are, I guess, to confirm.
Yeah. So I'm
Florida.
from
who
Florida.
Who you fly with?
So I'm from Florida. I started FPV kind of on my lonesome, and I started flying with a group called Cigar City Multi-Rotors out of Tampa. Now, I myself am not from Tampa. I don't usually tell people where I'm from. I just tell people I'm from Tampa. I'm in the area. But as far as people that I fly with, I mean, I've flown with a ton of people. I've flown with Faceplant, Vapors, GMASH, AMFPV. I've flown with some of the best pilot racers in the world, Hyper, Outset, Swells. So I'm definitely all around FPV when it comes to just it itself. I try to meet as many pilots as I can and showcase those pilots because honestly, FPV is a lot of I want to make myself look good, right? I'm kind of trying to strive to make everybody look dope.
I get it, and I appreciate that, and I see that in your vlogging style. I can show a little bit in clips
Sure.
of you talking during your vlog. I have one video set up where you start out vlogging, but when the music starts, we have to cut it because
Sure.
YouTube and Facebook, they on their copyright stuff. But what do you fly? What do you like to fly? And what do you wish you could fly?
So, I fly a lot of micros, man. I fly 1.6s specifically. I started on
You have something there to show?
Yeah, I got a lot to show, but I'll show you I'll give you an insight of where I'm at. So this is actually
Okay.
a commission build. This is someone that I'm working on their quad for. They basically sent it to me and basically said, "Hey, I don't know what's wrong with it. Send it back
Okay.
to me working if you can." So this is a 1.6 Firefly frame, and this is what I started micros off with. Shout out to Swells FPV because he put me onto micros. I was a huge
Okay.
5-inch guy. And the reason I fly the micros, it's just easier to fly, man. I mean, you can go
Okay.
fly anywhere you want, you know, and I'm kind of in that space to where I'm starting to get a little bit over micros. I've gotten enough frames from Jack's 3D printing to kind of test the limits and push the boundaries. This is an HD Ascent VTX
Really?
with a board on the bottom with a split deck design. This is probably the most slam digital quad you've ever seen in your life.
I'm looking at the profile, the side profile. That is, what kind of board you have in that?
So I honestly exclusively use Beta FPV boards.
Okay. I'm like that with the ELRS receivers. I
Yes.
will only use Beta FPV receivers.
Only reason why is because the video is just the best. I mean, NBD, what's another one? Happy Model, JMCU, any of those guys. I mean, comparatively, Beta FPV has just the best VTX out there, and that's coming from a guy who has. I'm just going to show you guys how many micros I have.
Wow.
So that's just a small portion of my fleet. I do have 4 of my fleet have Ascent VTX. So this is a digital, this is a digital,
Okay.
this is a digital, and this is a digital
So
as well.
are you switching over to digital now?
On it,
You're
well,
or
I'm
are you sticking with
interested.
analog like the diehards?
I'm
Because analog it
interested.
gets you out of trouble.
I'm interested in digital. I just it's cool sometimes just exploring. Like not every video has to be flying hard and hitting gaps and spang-a-ring 24/7, right?
True.
So digital allows me with the latency to kind of just slow down a little bit and just enjoy and test the boundaries because I have the Sky Zone 04X Pros and they're kind of designed around having digital on them.
Okay.
So that's one big
Okay.
reason. Looks like a big monstrosity, I know. But this is the Ascent VTX on the front, or VRX, I should say. I have a small HDMI on the bottom to make it clean because I'm definitely not having a 6-foot long cable coming down. But
Right.
yeah, I'm
Right.
diehard analog. I've been analog since the beginning, but since the Ascent VTX or VRX and VTX combo came out for $130, why not
It's
try it?
it's it's slowly tainting. It sounds like you're being tainted a little bit.
I am being tainted a little bit. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but
Okay. I
I
did
tr-
pick up on that.
I strive to fly as well as I do on analog. There's comparatively to the other HD systems that they have out there. I mean, excluding DJI, like Walksnail, the
Yeah.
Avatar system. I wasn't interested in buying a whole new set of goggles or a $300 VRX, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the P1 system from Beta. Now I'm diehard with their airboards and their G4s and Matrix and 3-in-1s, but I am not down for that P1 system. Reason being the 60 millisecond latency window.
Really.
What am I gonna do with that? You know,
Yeah.
so I'm rocking around 30 milliseconds to 45 on the Ascent system, and on my Instagram and whatnot, anything that you see as HD that isn't labeled 5-inch is the Ascent system.
Okay.
So it's I've bashed them, I've tested them to their limits. I'm not a huge long range guy, so I don't really have any long range
So,
answers
well,
for you.
well. Hold on, because I was going through your YouTube and you
Go
was
ahead.
cruising for a bit on one of the videos. I ain't gonna say how far, but you did one of my kind of cruises. Like when I cruise, so when I warm up, I usually go about 3 or 4 blocks as
Sure.
a warm up. That's a hell of a walk of shame to
It
go
is.
3 or 4 blocks and to cut out on you. But
Yes.
you did do a little bit of cruising. I did some investigation.
I did. So like it all depended on the situation. A lot of the time was I was testing micros for efficiency and performance because it's
And
hard to
that's a
get
good
both.
way to do it.
You know, it is a good way to do it because it shows me at what point where my drop off in my battery is going to be, how long I can be in the air realistically, and the elements of the sky. How much wind am I going against, right?
Yeah.
How many, what's the RF interference in the area? Is this a good place to do it? Yeah, so I went like 3/4 over a river, and with a tiny drone. I did have a spotter. I did have a
Bold,
spotter.
dude, bold. Because where I live here in New York City, the seagulls would have attacked your ass.
Hey,
They would
man.
have got you, bro. At least between the pelicans, the red-tailed hawks, and now the offspring, a bird of prey would have saw you cruising along the
Hey.
water and swooped down. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, I don't know. I think I'm spangarangy enough to be able to move out the way, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, all right, all right. I'm just letting you know. I had this video that I wanted to show real quick. Like I said, because you vlog in the beginning, I could play that part with audio, but
Sure.
once the music starts, granny shifting, not double clutching.
Uh-oh.
And this is why I started looking more into your videos. I'm like, he does,
That's
Herman, he has this vlog style he does, and you do editing too.
I do.
So you got your hands in a lot of pots, I see.
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to partition my time. That's for sure.
Okay, well, let me get this video set up, and when I stop the music, you can guess where you guys stop talking and the music starts, because you did the video. You can elaborate on the mindset, what you're thinking about, what's going on here, etc.
Sure.
All right, give me a second to. Why don't I see share?
Uh-oh.
Did they do something? Oh, here it is. Duh. No, they didn't. That was just me. All right, as you can see the video, right?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, here.
See you hitting them gates, son.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I that's not the one I wanted. There's a different one. But go ahead and talk about this, because I don't want them more than 30 seconds or 10 seconds with the music. What's going
100%.
on here?
So this is Thursday night. This was a staple in my progression in racing, in meeting pilots, and actually the editing portion. This is probably like maybe, I don't know, my maybe fifth or sixth video editing for these guys. This is Cigar City. This is, if you ever heard of the Garage guys, or if you ever seen any underground drone videos, this is them.
Okay.
They've been doing this since 2016. They were
Really?
in this garage since, I mean, some of these guys are OGs in the game, you know? So, I finally like put on LEDs on my drone. I posted it on Facebook, and these guys posted a picture of this event, and I'm like, what the hell? You know, I was super intrigued because LEDs, racing, like I'd never done it before. Let's try it, whatever.
Right.
So I messaged them. They messaged me back and said, hey, man, come out. They sent me the address. Went out there, and I was like, dude, this is way too sick not to show people. And so, and there's not there before this. I didn't really see a lot of this. Like Tiny Whoop, of course, he has his events and all these racing events, but this is something that we did out of our own money, out of our own time. This is Thursday night. I was driving an hour just to get here, leaving at 3 or
Okay.
4 in the morning. And this is weekly we did this. So this was like tradition
Nice.
at this point. And so yeah, my editing skills started translating. Everyone started getting faster, and it was just fun seeing everyone's progress, because some of these guys now, I mean, you look at this video, you're just like, damn, I'm so slow. And it's fun. It's fun just doing it because no one's doing it, you know? I feel like the Rotor Riot days of having a great time and doing all that,
Yeah.
it's different now, you know? And I feel like
Yeah, I
there
know
needs to
what
be
you mean.
somebody
They all
doing it.
went commercial.
Yeah, you know, so I'm trying to do something that nobody's doing. Like that Flying Tines event video, you need to spend some
Yeah.
time watching that, brother, because that's where I met everyone. That was like the breakout of like, wow, like this is really what I want to do, because I met people who were way better. I met Vapors, I met Gmash, I met Faceplant, I met Alan Benson, I met Hyper. I mean, some of these guys I would never think that I'd be able to even plug a pack next to. I mean, just because they were so good and so skilled.
Right, right.
And it's cool that I'm standing next to them. I'm able to hang out and be like, yo, what are you up to half these guys that I used to look up to, you know?
Okay, all right. Well, see, We've had Vapors on here. We've had Faceplant on. I'm trying to make this a regular weekly thing, but like you said earlier, indirectly, without saying names, FPV pilots are weird. I can't, and I'm saying it being nice.
Sure.
Respect to everyone out there that flies, but everyone has their own little niche. Like
Sure.
me, no matter how much I try freestyle, I go back to cruising. As soon as I hit a gap through a tree, I'm back to cruising. I can't freaking help it. But I've been playing around on Crash with gates.
Now,
And
why do you think that is? Why do you think that after you hit a gap, you're just like,
because,
ah,
bro,
it's my turn.
especially since it's so hard to get an O3 unit, I'm not trying to break shit.
So I think that right there is a huge part about FPV, that mental block, right?
Yeah, it is.
Because
It is.
if you don't get over the mental block, not going to say you're stagnant, but pilots will stay stagnant. That's what I say.
I know it. That is an issue with me. I know this for a reason, but since I've been on a simulator now, going on about a month and a half, I try to get in at least half hour to 40 minutes. I've been hitting little gaps while I'm cruising now, and I'm like, hey, let me go back through there again, and then I'm like, yo, okay, I made it once, chill out. Then I'll go through two or three times. It's coming out. It's coming out. And you know what's funny? I couldn't solder for crap, and now I'm like, I'm the man. Tap tap.
That's
the
a
way
big part of it.
I see other guys do it.
I think once you're around enough FPV pilots, you realize that there's levels to it.
But see, that's the problem. That's the problem. I enjoy FPV flying more. I started on camera drone. I went to FPV, but I enjoy flying FPV more than I do camera drone.
100%. Yeah, and it depends on your goal. Like if your goal is to have fun, there's nothing wrong with where your headspace is at when it comes to FPV. Like, because I started on a camera drone. It was a mini 4K. Did that for about 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, I need speed, I need flips, I need rolls, I need something.
Well, see, that's how I'm starting to feel, because now that I'm getting confident hitting gates, I mean, I couldn't do a lap. A week ago, I couldn't do a lap, bro. Now I'm getting mad. I can't do a lap and a half, 2 laps. So it's picking up, and like I said, it transitions over to when I go out cruising, because now I'm hitting gaps through areas where I wouldn't have tried it at 45 miles an hour, or 50 miles an hour, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm learning how you can go through a gap sideways and just take off in one direction. So it's catching. I'm catching it. It's just I have to do it at my speed. I'm 62 now. I might have it by the time I'm 70.
Hey, some of those guys Thursday nights weren't too far off of you, man. Telling you.
I believe it. I believe it. I got another video real quick. Okay, this is the one that starts talking. I mixed them up. Well, you guys, you're doing a little vlog thing in the beginning, and then of course I'll have to kill the audio. The Holy Dive.
There it is.
You guys call this the Holy Dive, and you're doing this with micros.
Yes, the 1.6.
The volume's a little low on this, but you guys are getting ready to go up and dive that tower.
Mm-hmm.
How high is it?
Oh yeah, dude, this was awesome.
What bird is this you're using?
So this is actually, I think this is Faceplant's video that you're showing right now.
Okay, you gotta be serious. You're vlogging Faceplant then.
Yeah, so this is Faceplant's footage here. So what he's doing, he's switching back and forth between a naked hero with his 5-inch.
Okay.
And he dives, and that's what I'm doing, recording him there.
Okay, I got you.
But yes,
right.
This night was pretty insane. We didn't go to sleep this night. We went to the Hard Rock at like 12 at night, and we were playing slots like idiots, but we ended up making some money. And so we were like, dude, we got our drones. You want to just fly Tampa? So I chat GPT'd. I was like, hey, what's the tallest building in Tampa? And it showed me this exact building. And
Okay.
we went out there, and we were out here probably for like an hour and a half, maybe even longer, because when we got here it was pitch black. And I mean,
Oh,
cops
damn.
passed by, people
So
passed
y'all broke
by.
night out there.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. This is at like 6:30 in the morning, probably when the sun's rising.
You know, the city of Philadelphia, if you've ever been there, they are one of the most drone-friendly cities also. How is it with drone rules and flying locally? Like in the city of Philadelphia, if you're not flying on city property or federal property, they will you can fly. You can fly there. Cops will walk up and say, "Oh, what version is that?" You know, and whether it be FPV or camera drone or whatever. You know, how is it in Florida? Because my boy Drone Worship is from Tampa.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
to be honest with you, I've never had an issue flying drones anywhere I've ever flown in my FPV career. Um,
Really.
I've flown at county parks. I've flown that building, for example. I've flown playgrounds. I've flown dock areas, disc golf parks. I mean, I honestly think it's how you approach it. I think it's how you respond to whoever it is. And I think if it's really that big of an issue, let's just say I'm at a park and someone comes up, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. Then I'll just nip it in the bud and leave. I don't need to argue, you know? So I think arguing is what brings more awareness to that gray area of can you fly here or can you not fly here?
True.
You know, you have a very valid point there because it's all about first impression. Because if I know someone's flying near me, I usually fly close enough that I can turn around. I hear footsteps. You become a ninja
Yep.
when you have goggles on, bro. You can
Hmm.
tell who's behind you on the right, who's
Yep.
standing in front of you, and I'll say, hold on, give me a second to come back and land. You know,
Yeah.
and at the same sense, I'm also lining up in case I have to do a flyby real quick to back you up.
100%. 100%.
You
No,
know,
no.
but
I think if you're respectful, I mean,
yes,
because I've flown. How can you be really respectful with a 5-inch drone that's really noisy, right?
hmm
That's the portion of it. The small variables, right? Just
hmm
if it's in an area where you have to question it, just go somewhere else. It's not that big
yeah,
of a deal, you
yeah.
know?
It's that simple, and it's good to hear an FPV pilot saying that
Yeah, yeah.
because we're all FPV pilots are already considered rogues. But before I let you get out of here, but we're becoming more famous because of the war in the Ukraine. FPV pilots flying in through windows and blowing up buildings
Yeah.
and doing shit like that. FPV pilots are replacing helicopters. FPV
Yes.
pilots are doing the news. They did a football game the other day, and I was appalled because this guy had a drone, FPV. He didn't have it dialed in, and I do this, and that's why I was even more appalled because they were paying him to do it. But he was on the reporter, and he was like, I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me, But it is what it is. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before you get out of here? The boys you fly with, the people you fly,
Man,
sponsors, all of the above, bro. You can do it right now.
it's gonna be everything. Shout out to my 2 sponsors. I actually got those recently. Man, things have definitely been rolling for me for the
Good,
past
good,
year. So I'm definitely
good,
super
good.
appreciative. Fat Strap FPV, Fat
Hmm.
Straps. That guy has the best straps. Let's see if I have one around me. I think I do. Yeah, I do. This is the one I'm rocking right now.
Okay.
Okay, all
American
right.
flag. And so, also Jack's 3D printing. This is his Tiny T
Yes,
frame. You
Jack's
can
the
see
man. We've had him on here too.
that's his red
Okay.
carbon. And Get Bent FPV. This guy actually cuts really good carbon as well. You can see this is
Okay.
definitely an anomaly. This is something you've never seen before. So that is about 3.5 millimeter thickness on the roll around. I have bashed this like crazy. As
Really?
far as everyone else, my boys, of course, Cigar City, Swells, Outset, Tampa Bay, Dave, Chomper. We got the boys that actually learned from. We got Reckinson, Billy Hackett. We got Specimen, which is Joe Caller. He has some stuff on Get FPV if you want to check it out. Um, Orlando, I have so many crews everywhere. Can't call out everyone, but we got, of course, the main guys. We got AM FPV, G Mesh, of course. We have Red FPV, and basically all the guys that I fly with that you've ever seen in any of my videos. Those are all my homies, and
Okay.
if you guys ever want to meet me in person, I am not opposed to just let's go fly, bro. I'll show you the ropes, and then you specifically, I want to push your limits. You're gonna hop on an analog quad, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, I've never felt this locked in
Dude, I
before."
started analog. I came from analog.
No, you're gonna
I,
go back to it.
listen, I need something because these O3 units are like fucking platinum.
Well, that's why. I'm not saying you've never flown analog. It's because you're scared to break that O3 unit.
I hear you, man. Listen, I want to thank you for coming on. I will hit you
Thank
up
you.
on Messenger.
Yes.
If you, next week, I think we're having Gmash or G Smash on.
Gmash.
But
Yes, that's the boy.
Gmash on. But after that, I need pilots to come on and do like you do. I like the energy.
Sure.
You do vapors. There's a certain set of FPV pilots that have that energy that's there, but it's not violent.
No, 100%, 100%. The only time I get violent is when I lose my radio or forget my radio.
Oh, well, I can understand that, bro. Listen, I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening. I will get in touch with you to perhaps see if you got any more boys that want to come on in the following weeks to come up. Around holiday time, I'm going to do an FPV lottery where we ask people to holidays, we ask people to come on and say happy holidays and drink some eggnog or whatever you drink,
Sure.
you know? So I want to
That'd
keep
be
you in
dope.
touch. Or we have guests come on, and when we have a giveaway, we have them pick a number and do the giveaway.
No, that'd be awesome. I'd be love to be a part of that. And
All
also, I
right?
guess I want to shout out. There is one more thing that I want to say. I did go to Panama City recently, and I collaborated with Cigar City with Multi GP
Yeah.
and the STEM Alliance program. So we basically
Yes.
taught like middle school and high school kids how to
Nice.
race. And so I'm working on that vlog. So watch out for that because that vlog is it's awesome. You can really tell that these kids really enjoy the FPV
They get
space
it.
and they get it. Yeah, like you said, they get it. They understand what we're trying to do. And honestly, FPL's pretty sick. I don't know if you knew, but they donated $100,000 to Florida to build up drone teams in high schools and middle schools.
Nice.
So I was very impressed by that because drone is actually being introduced into schools now to
Get
actually
into
further their
that.
careers.
Get it.
Yeah, it's
Get
actually
into
cool.
that board event thing because it's lucrative.
Yeah.
It's lucrative on recording sports teams, etc. We'll talk about that in a cut.
Cool. Solid, bro. Sounds good, man. I hit you up, bro.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on again, man. We appreciate you. And you know, I have FPV Corner. I get so much into talking, I forget to throw the damn banner up. So here we go. Thank you, man, for coming on. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Be easy,
Thank
man.
you.
I'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Guys, I
And with
just want-
that, 3 minutes, huh?
I just want you guys to know there's a link in the description for all of his social media accounts. Make sure you guys go
Correct.
down there, check it out, catch the links, and check out his pages and everything from YouTube, I guess, to Instagram. Guys, make sure you even
Yeah,
TikTok.
go by and show them some love and support. You know, we try to we can't promise you 1,000 views and stuff like. See, Off Access has been pushing his page, pushing his link there. Thank you,
Thank you.
Marcus. We appreciate Marcel. Sorry, I said
Marcel.
Marcus. My bad. Marcel. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what I wanted to mention to you real quick, Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
Cloverleaf system. If you guys are interested in the Cloverleaf system, it is an interchangeable VTX system that you can take from one drone to the next drone to the next drone to even your RC car and your planes. Whatever you want to do, you can move this VTX around, and there's only one that you need for all. So if that's something you're interested on checkout, you can use those guys for 15% off. Don't forget, use those guys for 15% off.
Something's going wrong here.
What? What happened? What?
Okay. I just had too many windows open and I clicked on something by accident
Oh.
and it's playing and I'm like, where's that sound coming from?
Well, you know what else I wanted to mention, Lawrence? Because we've been talking a lot about drones and drones and drones and drones, and we do here. We talk about drones, right? From the drones that you can fly to the drones that
Yeah.
you might be flying in, that your package might be delivered by. So let's talk about it. Sky Rover. Don't forget, it's a nice beginner-friendly drone. It's on their website right now for $289. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Sky Rover S1. And with that, we're going to move into something a little different, which we're going to mention the
Okay.
commercial UAV Expo. That is September 1st through the 3rd. If you're in the Vegas area or if you plan to be there, check it out. If you're a commercial drone pilot and you can make it, or if you're going to be in the area, that would be a nice thing for you to check out, see what's happening with some of the stuff that is approved to be flown here in the States. So yeah, it's a good little move if you're interested. What do you think?
Oh, sorry.
Well, but
I
anyway,
was busy typing. I'm so sorry.
anyhow,
I,
however you pronounce it, Lito or Lito,
Lito,
however you
Lito,
pronounce it,
Lito, tomato.
there's a 1 month Lito X1 1 month later. It is a nice little 30-day review that was done and is featured in Drone XL, and it was done by Sean at what is that? My bad. He's over at I'm losing my mind here. Air Photography. That's right. That's where he's from.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great little budget drone. We call it a budget drone, I guess, because it's a mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's not a big, it's not a couple thousand, a few $1,000s like the Mavic series and stuff like that, or maybe even the Air series. But it's still, it's still a recently decently priced drone. Like I said, and I always say this. To me, the mini drones are budget drones because when I
They
first
have every price mark. They have every price mark down.
no, like I know, when you first got into DJI, 1,500 was the price range to get in.
Yeah, that's true.
There was no
That is
200,
true.
$300, $400 price range.
Yes,
There was no
definitely.
$500 drone to get in. Everything was like $1,500 and better. You know, so
Yeah.
so I like the fact that you can actually get these drones. At that price. But the Lito is, this is, one of the drones that we actually can't get, which it's
True.
actually packed with a lot of features from, what is it, front facing LiDAR. It has a lot of stuff. It has the omnidirectional, obstacle avoidance. And it has a pretty good camera, so you no longer have to sacrifice, good video for
10-bit D-Log M.
yeah, exactly. You don't longer have to sacrifice, good footage for a budget drone. So, and this is not even, on your level of your, what is that, the Mini Pro, Mini 5 Pro. So this is like, I guess, a step below or so. So this is like in your area, like for replacing, like you had said before, the Mini 4K and stuff like that, which
Yes.
is great. But like I said, we can't get this here in the States. And I remember there was a time, what was that drone that was released the same time? Was it the Vumax Breeze? And it was
Yeah.
supposed to be on Amazon. And now I'm seeing, and it's always been, it seems like it's just a thing where it's unavailable. It's currently
It's
unavailable.
it's apparently it's selling.
Well, it's currently unavailable. It's been unavailable for a little while. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything much about it, but that was supposedly here in the States, and it had the same specs as the what was it, the Lito X1.
Yes.
So I don't know. These are
Now
drones
there are drones. Remember, there was a time people were saying, if they ban DJI, what will we fly? Well, there are companies out there.
that are actually still getting drones in for right now. But remember, these
Yes.
are all foreign-made drones.
True. True.
So I don't know what's going to happen. No more licensing for these guys. I don't know how that's going to work out. But apparently they're still able to get drones in now, and DJI's got to jump over the fence with a bag and run down the alley.
Well, one thing I have noticed, and someone had asked me to recommend them a drone, and I was going to tell them to get something along the Mini 2.
Hmm.
Well, Amazon, apparently those numbers are dwindling down because if you do a search for a DJI Mini,
Hmm.
which is their cheapest version, which they both also stopped support on, but you can still find them randomly on
4K.
eBay. Um, Now you're only starting to see Mini 3s, Mini 3 Pros, and Mini 4s, Mini 4 Pros, etc.
Mhm.
So maybe those supplies are dwindling down. You can still find the Mini 4K,
The
but
Mini,
they're
the Mini
becoming
Three
scarce.
Pro, the Mini 3 Pro is still a very good drone.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I was recommending the Mini or the Mini 2 for someone who had a price range. At one time, we had saw the Mini 2 going for a little less than $200,
Right. The
if
reason
you
why
remember. Now they're gone.
the reason why I say that about the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro is that they have remote ID, so you can actually use this as a dual use drone for recreation and for actual drone for hire. You know, so you don't have to worry about whether you're not compliant or having to slap a module on it. You know,
Yes.
that,
Yes, that's true.
that's my take on it. I think that that's why I won't get rid of mine. And I'm maybe I'll break down and see if I can grab a Mini 5 Pro. You know, because it's been a generation since I've actually
Okay.
there's a jump since I bought a mini drone. I don't know, maybe I will, but I have other
You
fish to
missed us
fry.
sponsor by 5 minutes.
Well, we'll get to it. I have other fish to fry. And
Yeah, this is
what we're
true.
going to do is we're going to get that sponsored and we're going to get into the next topic.
That'll work.
Nanook. If you need to protect anything from your drones to gimbals, cameras, watches, any jewelry, firearms, whatever it may be, use Phantom Flight 10 for 10% off on all Nanook purchases. They have custom made cases for every DJI drone you can imagine. Check them out. The link is in the description. And we're back. You know what, Lawrence? There's been so much talk about DJI, DJI this, DJI that. It's like they going after DJIs, DJI this, DJI that. Who keeps talking about DJI, 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 DJI? Well, the U.S. would love to move beyond DJI, but can it? And I honestly think that the U.S. government wants to move beyond DJI, but can it? Because let's be for real about this. The age-old question keeps coming out. We said this back when Vic was here.
Right.
Who's going to replace him? It's an affordable drone. It's a safe drone. It's a quality drone.
We're still saying it.
And let's look at this. This affects so many people, and we're not even talking about just first responders and people like that of that nature, but let's look at all of the other guys that are out there actually using these drones, because we all know we fly DJI drones recreationally, and and matter of fact, some guys have become master photographers since they got their hands on DJI products. But let's look at this. Some of us, like Vic Moss himself,
Right.
and us, that we use DJI drones for work, and it's not always that. I'll tell you this, truthfully speaking, most of the work that we get, there's no need for an enterprise drone.
True. It's true.
We're using the Mavic 3 series to do a lot of the videos and the photos that we use for the construction sites, for capturing progression photos, and for capturing and for creating videos for these people to post on their social media accounts. And there is no company that is emerging to give you drones that you can use to make video cinematic shooting. There's no company out there emerging that's giving you this quality of a drone for photography. Vic mentioned it, how the cameras, the Mavic 4, the Mavic 3, the Mavic 4, these drones have cameras on them that is just as sophisticated as some of the cameras you might spend $2, $3, $4,000 on. And the
Yeah.
United States is only producing drones for you to buy some type of a rig and slap one of those cameras on if you want to be able to do that.
Hmm.
And it's and that's not it's a cost price that would be slapped on to the customer. But regardless of that, it's kind of like that void is not being filled, and I don't see the company that wants to do it. We can mention all of the companies that we want, but eventually companies like Skyrover that claim that they want to move manufacturing to the States and stuff like that, if they don't, then they won't even be, in time to come. So these things, and I noticed that they're doing a lot of commercials heavily. So if they want to continue to produce more drones, they're going to have to comply with what's going on and not be a foreign-made drone. So like I said, there isn't any American drone companies out there that have said to the public, the drone community, whether it be consumer or commercial drone pilots, hey, we're here and we're here to help.
You're right.
That's not happening. So without DJI, we just don't have that, and companies that's like looking at 70% of our work would just be gone.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
In a few years.
And you know how they say the internet and Amazon killed ma and pa shops? Well,
Mhm.
this is the same thing that's going to happen to ma and pa starter drone companies.
Yeah,
Drone companies that have just got their 107, that just got that $4 million insurance, that you understand what I'm saying, Herman?
hmm
It's going to hurt them in a run if they cannot obtain drones to do the job.
please stop talking about that $4 million insurance. I don't like it. It's
It
horrible.
hurts. It
Oh
hurts,
man.
I mean, at one time, I can honestly say I believe people may not have believed that we were actually getting work in New York, but don't believe it when someone tells you there's no drone work out there. There's work out there. You just have to find that niche,
Or
right,
that,
Herman?
that guy that wants to hire you.
Right, right. We were fortunate enough that someone walked up to us.
It's funny because there's a guy here in New York that's god awful. I hope he's listening.
Oh my God,
His videos are god awful, and these
they make you
companies
want to gag.
these companies are actually paying this guy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he might
So
be listening because it's actually being broadcasted
on LinkedIn as
on
well.
LinkedIn.
Yes, I have
So,
that chat
so
open
he, he,
also.
he could be listening, but wow, is he god awful?
Yeah, I get nauseous every time I see a new clip from him.
It is like the worst. Listen, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about the guy. At least I shouldn't. It's not nice, right? Your mother
Okay,
always said, if you don't have
all
anything
right,
nice to say, don't
all
say
right. I'll
anything
be
at all.
nice and say his work needs work.
Anyhow, that's a nice way of putting it. I'm glad you said that. But I don't know. This is something that I feel that is it hurts not only, like I said, we all say the drone community, but it it means a lot more to when you start getting into the guys who have gone out there and put their hat in the ring and become commercial
It takes
pilots,
a lot, bro.
and they've dedicated themselves to as a supplementary income, for most,
Yeah,
and for some guys who are actually doing it full time. It is hard to move on to a more expensive unit, especially when you're not working for an organization that supports what you're doing.
hmm,
Like, a lot of guys have moved their regular job into supporting the drones being flown for their job and stuff like that.
right.
And if you're creating everything from scratch, from the ground up, that's where it's more crucial. And like I said, there's no companies out there that's looking to fill that void.
True. This is very, very true.
Hey, look at those guys over there on Facebook. Well, yeah, you want to say anything about that, Lawrence?
No, it's just, hey, what's up, Eldon? How are you? It's just that
Good,
people have
good.
to come. People have to realize we are willing to convert to whatever it takes to be able to stay in business, but at the expense that we have to do it. You have to weigh the pros and cons. Is it really worth it?
Well, see, that's the thing. That would only be on the enterprise level
Right, right. Is it really worth it?
because
Only on the enterprise level.
Skydio may and Skydio is kind of like a dual use drone, but only on the enterprise level, which means that what I'm saying is that it can be used for someone who's doing mapping and other inspections and stuff like that, but it can be used for first responders. It's not a drone that you're going to take out and use to shoot video or take pictures with
Right, right.
for someone that's looking for progression photos to see the progress, see the job in before, and be able to share with like the other stakeholders and stuff like that. It's not
Yeah,
that drone.
I
It's
agree.
not that drone that you're gonna put up to get video, and they're gonna post that video on their social media platforms. It's not that drone. With that, you need something like DJI. Even if you're documenting like the building of the highway and stuff like that, and shooting video of the highway being built, you're not doing that with a Skydio drone. And Skydio is like probably one of the first, the one American drone that is the
Most qualifying. The one
right.
that
And,
qualified, yeah.
right, because BRINC is specific to
Law
first
enforcement.
responders, law enforcement.
Yep.
Specific to they can't even get out of it.
Yeah, yeah. That's all. That's all. Right. Strictly law enforcement. BRINC does. From the
So
glass breaker, their job is to get that drone inside the
and they're
building.
not the only ones. The other ones,
True.
like I said, you start now having to slap a $2, $3, $4,000 camera on it, on top of the price of your drone, just to take some video and pictures. Are you serious? When you
Yeah.
have all-in-one solution right now that does it for less,
You wonder, is it really worth it?
for more than less than half the price.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know.
I would love like hell for the FCC to release and the government to say, okay, DJI, we're going to let you in, but we're going to have you under a microscope. I would love for that to happen, but I don't think it'll happen anytime soon or under the next few administrations. If DJI wants to
I would.
even come back.
Well, I wouldn't go that far as to say the next few administrations, because if the American people did without something for 8 years, then they don't need it anymore.
True.
So, what I'm saying is that I'm hoping that something can come from the fact that there wasn't this audit done, and it opens eyes to saying that no, maybe we need to stop saying just trust me,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I agree with you on
and
that.
it becomes something else, and maybe even like I said, it gets heard by a judge, or like Vic said, that maybe chairman of that such branch says, you know what, we need to stop this.
Right.
But somebody has to say, we need to stop this.
I agree. Tenfold. I definitely agree tenfold. Hold on. Mine found me on YouTube. Yeah, see, Angie says her one of her clients found her on YouTube.
Okay,
So
see?
through mine drives me crazy with image requests from the videos lately, even though I've updated the files and can do what he wants, but too old to figure it out. No, I get it, because they always need stuff yesterday, Angie. Not next week, not next month. Yesterday I needed it, and you're the only one that can help me. I mean, who would think those guys, Ariel, did a roadside service job to charge up someone's batteries? If they call us, we're going to do it. Who would think
Yeah,
that
I thought
those
that
guys,
was
Ariel,
funny.
would make $100 for one picture?
I thought that was funny. I got a call from a young lady that was doing a shoot, and she forgot her charger
Yep.
home, and she had dead batteries, and she needed batteries charged. So I jumped in the truck and drove over there, pulled out the charger, bop, 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 with the big, oh, I don't have it here. It's on the
And you know what happens?
charger up.
you get a great review from a client like that, and we may never see her again, but she was happy and she left a nice review, and that's what it's all about. Every little bit helps.
You know,
You
so
know, you see people like Draymond out there. He's doing his thing on the West Coast, and he stayed busy. And I'm sure he has return customers as well as new customers. It's you have to find that niche, whatever you want to call it. My sinus is killing me.
yeah, mine are too. You know what
My
I
nose
wanted,
is slowly clogging.
what I wanted to mention and get into next was the fact that Skydio, BRINC, and a robotic dog are joining Louisiana patrol. Now, this is crazy because the district attorney, what's his name here? Tony Clayton. He
Yeah.
wants 911 responders on the west bank of the Mississippi to have drones at their expense, but to be using the BRINC and the Skydio aircrafts along with this four-legged robot, and
Uh huh.
he's he's funding this 3-year program with funds that were already approved from sales tax sales tax money that was already approved by the voters in Louisiana.
Isn't
Now
that something?
they're teaming up the Skydio, four of the Skydio X10s with Boston Dynamics Spot Robot Dog. Now, if you don't know Spot Robot Dog, that Spot Robot Dog, and Spot
Yeah.
Robot Dog can do a whole lot of things. I think when they brought it out here in New York, it scared a lot of people. And a lot of
Yes.
people started reporting, I can't believe that New York City is spending money on stuff like that. But anyhow,
And that was the one that the mayor broke.
yeah, the parish is using that to along with this, like I said, the Skydio. But the sheriff, right, the sheriff's office is adding 3 BRINC drones to their collection, and
Yeah.
there's more pictures of Spot at work. Spot can do a lot of things. He can open doors. And why Spot is so good for first responders is that Spot can actually go into places that are dangerous for human beings to go into.
Or where wheeled robots can't go.
Right, and because he can walk downstairs alone or in pairs, but
Alone
yeah,
or in pairs. That's
he,
funny.
yeah, and he can open doors, like I said, and it can actually jump on top of things, maybe even on top of a person. But
Right.
and it actually has like it can, you know, detect different odors and things that are in the air, maybe that be harmful to people. So Spot does a lot of things. And I think that's a good tool for the first responders in Louisiana, if they can get that. And this is going to be the guys on, I guess, the west bank of the Mississippi are going to be equipped with this,
Yeah.
along with the sheriff's office. So that's a really good thing. Hey, Bob Casey, what's good, man?
Yes. Yes. We appreciate you for coming here.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Thanks for coming and hanging out with
I
us.
think it's a good deal only because now you're going to start seeing these types of packages, security packages. The Brink drone is designed specifically for entering a
For
place that
yeah,
cannot be entered. You have Spot the dog that after they breach an area, he can go inside, and then you have the Skydio, which does all of the aerial surveillance and infrared.
the
So
only thing
they
Spot
all
won't do
work
is bite.
together, huh?
The only thing Spot can't do is bite.
This I don't know. If he can open a door now, he'd probably grab hold of you. If anything, he can grab you. And you see now someone running down the street, get him off, trying to shake off the arm.
Well, yeah, well, he's got a hold of the back of their neck
Yeah, yeah,
with that,
for real.
and clamp down on him. I just don't think he can't run that fast. That's the problem.
Yeah, Spot
But
isn't that
Spot,
fast, but I'm sure if he grabs a hold of you,
but he's designed to get into places that are going to places where you wouldn't want to put man in harm's way. Just like the BRINC drone, and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
And, and,
Yes.
and anytime, if DJI, if you're listening, anytime you want to use one of these Avadas or one of these drones to come up with a enterprise drone that could be used for law enforcement,
Yeah.
I think you'll blow these guys out the water.
Exactly. I'm more than sure of it. Full 360 obstacle avoidance
Mm-hmm.
and a glass breaker and one or two
Mm-hmm.
other things. The
And
DJI.
some other gadget that nobody else has.
You know how BRINC has a little spinning wheel? DJI, a little door would open up, a little tiny hammer would come out, just tap the glass once. The whole thing would shatter.
Remember we saw anti-gravity had that hand?
Uh-huh. Yes, the glove. The cyber glove,
I think
yes.
that they might be afraid to put that out because DJI might come out with the flight suit.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? No longer having to go outside to fly, guys. You put the flight suit on, and the orb, drone, or whatever it is goes the way you want. You don't have to worry about airspace. Hey,
You could track it in the helmet and the goggles.
I could imagine what they have in research and development closet.
I can see it now. The police is like, what is this fool doing? Let's tase him.
Yeah, right? Just imagine. Nice.
What happened?
Oh, Angie was saying nice roadside service. We
Oh,
would have never thought.
listen, I was shocked when she called me up and asked me because she was like, I'm stuck. I think I'm in your area.
Yeah.
And I forgot my charger home. We
And she was doing a job and on her way to another job.
we actually sat there and talked while her batteries were charging, and we drank coffee and everything.
Yeah, see,
We
see,
was able to
see.
charge 3 batteries at one time.
Right. Which was fortunate for her, you know.
That's actually a good thing. That's why I said to you that those power banks that DJI came out with were great, and the fact that you can get some of these aftermarket chargers that charge all 3 batteries simultaneously.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
were charging all her air batteries at the same time. Was it Air 2S at the time? Charging them
Which is
all at one time.
which is less time for you spent in the field.
Right.
You know,
We charged
that
them
is
all up.
convenient.
We drank a couple of cups of coffee. She thanked me, she paid me, and she went on her way.
Yeah.
And she
I
said
got you, Marcel. I see the link.
oh, okay. So anything you want to say, because it's almost about
No,
that.
not a whole lot. It's almost that time. It's
I'm
beautiful
just,
out.
I actually like Spot. And there's some other stuff out there just like it
Mm-hmm.
that if you guys think about it, some of them are that you can purchase on your own if you really wanted to get into something like that, that are a little less costly than Boston Dynamics, you
That
know.
little robot you sent me a video of is pretty high. That little robot camera,
Oh,
I thought you were actually going to show it at one time.
who are you talking about, Benny?
Yes.
Oh, Benny is nice. He's a two-wheeled self. He bounces. He does all the stuff. He captures 4K. He can roll over grass, gravel, whatever and it films. It does a camera.
I'm loading the video now.
Oh, a Benny?
Yeah, I'm loading it right now. You guys
It,
want to check this out. This is pretty
that's
hot.
actually
I
Flight
like
Path's
this.
video, so turn the volume off.
Yeah, I just muted it before. Here we go. You guys can see that, right? Here's Benny. All right. It's controlled via watch. You turn him on, he wakes up, and it's a little two-wheeled camera that hits up to 18 miles an hour. So he can chase you on your bicycle. He can chase your dog. The kids love him because he jumps,
He's not
and he will
chasing.
follow
Dog's
whatever
gonna
you
double
tell.
back on him.
Right. You can follow whatever he'll follow whatever you tell him to follow via camera. I think this is pretty cool, don't you?
Yeah, Benny's nice, and he's not that expensive at all.
No,
It's like
no, no.
$500 for Benny.
Yes, yes, and the fact that they see obstacle avoidance on the bottom front there, little sonic
Look at this.
avoidance. He can do flips, rolls, hops, and all using some type of active track.
You you know what? He almost sold me on Benny.
Hey, hey, hey! It's part of the job. Angie
Oh
goes, it's
man.
so cute. So now you can lock
You
it on
know
a
what?
dog. It'll
That's
chase it.
supposed to
It'll
be
follow a
cute for
dog
you,
until the
dude.
dog gets tired or turns around and attacks it.
The dog's not gonna run from that. He's gonna knock Benny clean the hell over.
Hey, welcome back, Gary. You did pretty good without me, but
Yeah,
you still
right.
selling short. I don't know what it is, Gary. You come in here like the enforcer
You know what, Gary?
and get stuff straight. We
I'm
appreciate
gonna go out on a limb and say they don't like us, Gary.
it.
Because for the content that we bring and the way we bring it, I think we good for 30 likes a stream, at
At
least.
least, right? You would
You
figure.
know. So I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. I'm just saying, at least 30
It's
likes.
that time, brother.
Is it already?
Dinner time.
Okay. We got 24 likes. Is that something? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I can work with that.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not mad
grateful.
either
I'm grateful for it.
at it.
Thank you. I appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us.
Yes.
Angie, you're swinging around that whiskey glass a little bit too much there.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you all and thank you for continuing to support us. Anything you want to say, Herman?
Well, I'm going to say the same thing I always say. I thank you all for coming and hanging out with us. I appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us. And we'll see you next time with
Those
those
guys.
guys. Good night, everyone.
Gary says he's with you, Herman. You just need a cheerleader.